So good afternoon, we're now joined by Fredrik Finnman, who's the Group Risk and Insurance Manager of ASSA ABLOY and has just been moderating a workshop entitled Changes in Managing the Regulatory and Tax Regimes. So Fredrik, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon.
Maybe just give us a few sentences about what the session covered this afternoon.
Well, it's a rather complex topic and certainly a headache for many risk managers. But we tried to make it a bit more interesting through putting three building blocks together. Firstly, then getting from the broker community actually the developments since the last FERMA forum in 2011 on the regulatory area. And then secondly, setting up a case study for a fictive German multinational company, and then letting two major insurers, AIG and Zurich, to actually construct a solution based on this case study. And then thirdly, we presented a Nordic survey that we did. We asked a number of risk managers in Norway, Sweden, Denmark and Finland on what are their main headaches when it comes to the day-to-day management of their multinational insurance programs.
Oh, okay. I was thinking about those hypothetical situations. What did AIG and Zurich conclude? Can you tell us?
Well, I mean, the conclusion was, I mean, their respective solutions were fairly similar, which was more or less also expected. I mean, the science is there, and the parameters to be used are fairly universal. So their solution was not, to be 100% compliant in all countries where you operate, but rather to focus on mainly then on countries where you have major operations, and when possible then like within Europe to have one single freedom of services policy, and then in some countries that might not have a major operations, that you cover those countries through the master policy.
Okay, and the survey about that?
The survey was more or less concluded what we anticipated, that it's not that the risk managers actually deal with these type of issues daily. I mean, sometimes the brokers they try to scare us and say that we actually need their services on a daily basis, but for a risk manager it's more important that you actually get the claims payment when the local company in that country needs it. So I think that's on top of the priority list for us to get the claims handling working, and then obviously you need to be compliant with local regulations, and you need to pay premium tax where applicable, etc.
Okay, that's great. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for that.
Yeah,
sounded like very insightful. So thank you.
You're welcome.